Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight, as always, I have my co-host, Stu Woolley. Tonight, we're going to cover the preview of the Wolves-Man United game that's played tomorrow night. I think it's 8 p.m. UK time. We are up against the Wolves, the only unbeaten, the only winless team in the Premier League so far this season. 2 draws and 12 losses. Should be an easy game, should be 3 easy points, but you never know with Man United because they can't be trusted. We can lose against anyone and we can beat anyone. That's just how we are at the moment. We are up against Wolves and their new manager that came from the youth setup after Pereira was sacked the 2nd of November, but they haven't won any games, haven't taken any points, but we will see. Maybe Wolves can do something tomorrow. Yes, guys, and we will talk about Man United, the setup, the tactical board will be up, and we will bring on the latest news. I also heard some rumors saying that if Amarim is sacked, Ruud van Nistelrooy will be the interim. I don't know, it's wild speculations at the moment, but what we do know, it's Sunday night. It's the preview show, and the guys, girls, smash the like and subscribe if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils. And we will be back after this short message from Ruben Amarim and the intro.
Moments we play good, sometimes we play bad.
Yes, guys and girls. It's Sunday night. It's the Tactical Devils preview show on tomorrow night's game against Wolves. And Stu, what do you think about this comment from Ruben Amarim?
Once we play good, sometimes we play bad.
Look, this, I like Amarim for his honesty and is quite refreshing. And he's right. Sometimes we play good, sometimes we play bad. I mean, I just put a tweet.
Sometimes we play bad, good, and sometimes we play bad.
I put on the tweet actually with regards to, which Manchester United will actually turn up. Which team is going to turn up tomorrow night? Is it going to be the Jekyll? Is it going to be Hyde? Is it going to be Torville or is it going to be Dean? 2 ice skaters, one's male, one's female. Who knows? Is it going to be Tweedledum or Tweedledee? We just don't know who's going to turn up on Monday night. And that's the biggest problem with the squad of players, with what's happening. There's been a lot of rhetoric being shoved around. Again, I heard today as we started our moving process that a lot of the players now are pissed off with the older legends having a pop at them. They don't want to speak to them and all that kind of stuff. I mean, when will these people grow up and understand you're actually male, and take it on the chin? I was rambling on the other day, wasn't I? They want adulation. They want this. They want to be able to give autographs. They want to earn the big bucks. Then they start crying when somebody has a go. Get a life, man. Just grow the fuck up. I want to see these players step out Monday night and go to fucking war. Absolutely go to war and wipe the floor with Wolves. They're there for the taking. Beat them 6-0. We must.
You need a statement.
We need a statement, a statement result. Again, I'm sick of saying it takes us up to 5th. Could take us to 5th, which I think it will do if we win. But I'm just fed up with them. I'm beginning to dislike this group of players again, Jarvis. That's really beginning to bother me. I'm disliking their attitude. The whole demeanor isn't right. I mean, which moron of an agent turns around and says, just go and speak up and say you've had enough of former players. These former players, by the way, Jarvis, were serial winners.
Some of them.
You win a Champions League, you win a league. It's more than fucking Bruno's done. It's more than Harry Maguire's done. It's more than De Ligt win the Champions League with I know he hasn't. Delict hasn't won the Champions League. It's more than
No, well, he's gone deep, semi-finals at least.
But ultimately, he's got to. These players have got to grow up. They've got to tuck the skirts in, and if they get a little bit of criticism, accept it and embrace it. You know, we don't want to be a laughing stock like the Scousers are at the moment. I mean, you know, Salah's just pulled the pin Ronaldo style, hasn't he? You know, these players have got to grow up. They've just got to grow up. I'm talking players.
Let's take a moment and talk about that. You know, you read the comments after the Liverpool game. Liverpool leads 3-3. They scored in the 90th something minute. And the Liverpool ship is actually cracking up right now and sinking. And Salah is not playing. He's benched and he's not having it. You know, the comments came out with was I would say I think it's the end of Salah in Liverpool.
I think Salah's done now. Killed Ronaldo, didn't it? He'll kill Salah the same way. Salah will go to Saudi Arabia or go, you know, somewhere else. But you know, he's dropped the truth bomb. Liverpool fans don't like it. Liverpool fans are calling for Slot's head. By the way, the manager that won them the title last season. You know, it just winds me up. The whole of football, that mentality, just kind of just winds me up. You know, this wokishness, I just cannot cope with it at the minute. I really can't cope. And you know, serious soccer fan says that Salah is correct, absolutely 100% correct. The way they're treating Mo Salah at the moment isn't correct. He needs more respect, you know, but he's not getting it, so he's decided to speak out. So, you know, ultimately. See, West Ham got a result, didn't they, again today? One apiece.
No. I didn't. Was it 1-1? Didn't Bournemouth win it?
Brighton they were playing, weren't they?
I think Bournemouth. Brighton scored.
Palace won 2-1. But I'm pretty sure West Ham during
West Ham. Fulham, Crystal. It was Crystal Palace who scored it.
Yeah. So Fulham. So West Ham
1-1. Yeah.
Turning the corner. You know, these teams are starting to turn the corner now, and it will get to a stage where if you don't capitalise on people dropping and clubs dropping points in and around you, you're not going to be able to catch up. So if we let this slip on Monday, that's probably going to be our chance gone to kind of cement ourselves within that top 8, that top 6, because other teams have started to play.
You're jinxing us the moment you say something like this, because we can't handle the pressure. You know, every time we feel that we can actually go into the top 5, top 4, top 6 to cement ourselves, we bottle it. We bottle it again and again. And you know, the unthinkable can actually happen tomorrow night when we go up against Wolves. You know, we are playing away. We know, you know, if the crowd gets a sniff of blood when they play Man United, and Wolves, you know, haven't won a game, but this could be their chance. They know we are fickle at the moment. We are struggling. Anything can happen, you know.
I mean, we should be. We you know, we've got to approach the game sensible. For me, Amarim's got to change it. Don't match Wolves up. You know, I don't think we're set up right currently now to run 3 at the back. We've got to run 4 at the back for me. I think it helps us flood the midfield and use a focal point of attack like I was talking about the other day. And I think that would give us a much better balance. Our wing backs don't allow us to have the balance. That's our problem. It's not the 3, it's the 2 wing backs. That's our biggest problem. You know, as good as Mazzari is when he really, you know, tried to plug a hole, we've got Dallo and we've got Ahmed, and they're both weak wing backs, and there's just nothing we can do about it. So I'd rather see us go 4 at the back, get rid of the wing back system, and play a bit narrower, and then stretch the play when we need to with the 2 wingers or the 2 10s. Stretch the play when we need to in terms of defensive duties, and then also support. I would consider Mbumo to be our best central striker at this point in time without Sesko, or maybe he's going to play Xerxes. We won't know.
Yeah, but Mbumo could be fantastic, you know, if you play with space. But there's no space, you know. When we meet teams like
Well, this is the trouble, Jarvis. We're not allowing him to have space. And I mentioned this about 6 weeks ago with the Ama conundrum. We're not allowing them boom open. They're just walking into each other's area all the time, and we can't. Something's got to give, really. And I always say, the players have got to be, culpable for what's happening on the pitch, and they should do. We're players ourselves. We're always culpable, on the pitch, and they're being told something and they're doing something completely opposite. Then we're never going to see the very best of it. But I think ultimately, you've got to take a stand somewhere along the line, and we all know what that stand is, and it won't happen. We all know what that stand is. And I would like to see other players given a chance on Monday night. I don't want to see the same old players rolled out because they can get away with it. You're just getting away with results. I know we've only lost 1 in 8.
Yeah,
which is okay form. It's okay form. It doesn't matter who you are, which club you are. That's okay form. But where's the culpability? If you walk off that pitch, either a loser, or a drawer, or you're drawing a game, where's the culpability? So.
Yeah. Where's my manners? So many people have tuned in already. I just want to say hi to everybody who's tuned in, and we will continue. I see Sebastian is in the house. Big up, Sebastian. Tom Porter is here. Catherine Non Nonsense McDade. Good to see you, Catherine. You have a United Lens coming in. United Lens. Is that Mark? Yes, it must be Mark.
I don't know.
Mark's channel, isn't that?
Oh, that's United Lens, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah. United Lens and
yes.
Mark Langridge. Big up, my friend. Hope you're well. King Solbot TV is in the house, coming in and say, Jarvis, redirect to Nura after. Yeah, we can do that. We can redirect, because I know Nuruddin is going live around 9:30. So hopefully Nuruddin will join us for 10-15 minutes if he has the time. I know he has to prepare for his own show. Yeah, Mr. B in the house. We have Belal, I am Titanium. Big up. Boxing Straight Talk coming in. Said Amarim could have tactically changed things to give us 6 extra points, in my opinion. Why did anyone think it was going to be anything different than last season? Amarim is all talk. And that was my mantra, in the last show. I think he should walk the walk when he talked the talk, but he's not, according to a lot of fans now. I think we feel a little bit uncertain on Amarim. We have a serious soccer fan. Big up. Hope you're well. Let me just scroll down. Sorry if I didn't mention your name. Oh, we have Sean in the house. Big up, Sean. United versus everybody. I watched your preview earlier today. Brilliant preview, and you had a breakdown of the groups of the World Cup. I don't know if you saw the draw, Stu. You're up against Croatia yet again.
I know. We get Croatia. We get Panama. If you like your Van Halen.
Oh, Panama. No, it's
No. It's Panama. Anyway, I think that was under the Dave Lee Roth era, if I'm not mistaken. And we have Ghana. I think it's Ghana. Should be a good game. Yeah, should be a good game. So, who did you pull, by the way?
Norway is up against France. That's the first tier team in the group. And then we have Senegal. I don't like the group. Senegal is a really good team. They have a lot of good players. Sarr, Koulibaly, a lot of good attacking force. And for me, I'm not feeling it. And the third team will come from the playoffs, but will most likely be Bolivia. So Norway is up for a really tough group, and maybe it will be the group of death for Norway. But there's a big chance that we will go through anyway. But coming in third in the group and go up against one of the group winners could be a short-ended tournament for Norway. So it is what it is. We have Nuruddin coming in. Big up, Nora. I hope you're well. Big up. How are you doing, my friend?
I think you'll be all right.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. I think you'll be all right against Bolivia. Bolivia have never shaken up any tournament, have they? Not even in the...
Well, unless they're playing Bolivia, unless they're playing at their home stadium, which is one of the highest altitude
It's the
stadiums
highest,
in
isn't
world
it? Yeah.
football. In world football. If you don't have to play them there, Jarvis, you got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, if you
No,
play in Mexico, if you play them in Mexico, there might be problems. But
we
if
are
you play
playing
them,
two other games is played in Massachusetts. That's north of New York, and the third group. Where was he? I think it was Washington or something like so big because everything is East Coast Central. So
where you are, okay,
yeah.
so
So it's not too bad, from that aspect of
yes.
the draw.
We got a super chat, dude, from
Yes.
Bilal.
Big up Bilal, big up Bilal.
Here he is. It's a funny one. It's a good one. It's a good question. Nuruddin, you've joined on an apt time, my old mate. Bilal says, what movie or TV show character do you think you're most like? I think we should choose each other's for the crack. Where that would be more fun. But I do know who I would choose as my character.
Okay.
Well, we already know Jarvis. It's Mr. Rick Ashley.
Yes.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Never gonna turn
Has he been
around.
has he been on TV? Yeah, I suppose TV, hasn't he? Yeah, he's been.
You know that he's a United fan, Jarvis.
Yeah,
Yes.
big
Wow.
fan, yeah.
He's a big
Yeah.
United fan.
Nice.
He's a
But-
Cockney Red, isn't he? I think he's from down south. I think is he? I think he might be.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, if I should pick myself,
Yes.
which TV character? Maybe Chandler from Friends.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, rest in peace. May he rest in peace. The actor
Yes,
that played him.
Yes. Yeah, interesting.
Maybe I don't know, but I'm interested hearing the chats. Who do you think?
Yes, you tell
are
us
in,
who you think we are. I would say if I was to pick myself,
Borat.
Stu Borat, yes. If I was to pick myself,
Mankini, get the Mankini, get
Get
your Mankini out. Get
Pete
your
Griffin.
Mankini out.
Pete Griffin.
I think if I had to pick
Oh my God.
myself, and Nuruddin will remember this, Jarvis, you may or may not know, it'd have to be Gene Hunt out of Life of Mars.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, that's kind of my character-esque. So he would throw people over the bonnet, fire up the quattro, angry, attitude. That would kind of be me. If I was going to be an actor or a character that I would like to be, it would clearly be Sir Al Pacino.
All right.
Because I just think he is an absolute legend, Al Pacino. But Gene Hunt would be my character.
It dropped out a bit. Who would you say? Fergie?
No. Al Pacino. If I could choose Al Pacino, yeah.
Al Pacino.
Now, Nuruddin. Now, this would be a difficult one. So I'm just trying to think. Knowing you. No.
I don't even know about myself, really. I've never looked at somebody.
I'm going to go with Dolph Lundgren out of Universal Soldier, and the reason I'm going with Dolph is you're tall, big guy, knows how to scrap, being a bouncer and that, and he's
as long as he's not Rocky 3.
No, it wasn't Rocky 3. No. Probably.
Rocky 3. Was it Rocky 3 or Rocky 3?
Rocky 4. Rocky 4.
Was it Rocky? Was Rocky 4, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the one with Ivan Dragon,
Ivan
the Soviet boxer.
Yes, he was hard in that though, wasn't he?
Yeah,
absolutely solid. Yeah. What's going on with my hair? What's going on with my hair is I've been moving over the last couple of days, and I got absolutely wasted yesterday with the lads' day out, which I told Jarvis a thing or two because I rolled in at 7:01 this morning just to beat you by a minute.
Nice.
No, I didn't. So I haven't done anything with my hair, but it needs dealing with. Dolph Lundgren because who would you think you are, Nuruddin?
Honestly, there's nothing that I'm never stumped for words.
Yeah,
I'm never, nobody ever. And you know me, I never sit on a fence. You know what I mean? I'm never the one to ever sit on a fence. So, who am I? I don't know. I'm just trying to think now.
You've just done it for us. He's Clark Kent. He's Superman. You've just done it. It's just sprung to mind there with the shields. Nice. Nice. Funnily enough, Bilal says, and this is a true story. Bilal says it's Bert from Sesame Street. I can tell you now,
Brilliant.
Bilal, that the lads were calling me Bert from Sesame Street last night.
Oh,
Brilliant.
It's a true story. So whether you were out with us, and I didn't know, but they were calling me Bert from Sesame Street last night.
Bert and Ernie.
Bert and Ernie, yes.
Ernie, Bert, Ernie. Well, great answers. Yes, thank you, Bilal, for that brilliant super chat. Now let's get back to action and talk a little bit.
At the end of the show.
Yes,
I'll get back to it at the end of the show. I'll have a think.
Nice.
But somebody said the Bora. I'm Bruno. I'm a bit saucy, apparently.
Oh, nice. HB. Was he HB?
I don't know.
Did you do HB? I think so. Anyway.
Ryan in the building. Big up Ryan coming in and say, big up guys. No manager will succeed with these players and under the current regime. And now I feel the fan base are turning against Amarim, but not only Amarim. They have focus on INEOS now. And, it hasn't been much about INEOS, but I feel more and more people have their eyes open about INEOS and are getting really critical of the job they are doing at the moment. So I know Noradin stands on this, but Stu, if you're going to assess INEOS now, 1 year, 1.5 years, maybe 2 years into the job, are they succeeding with their long-term plan of turning Man United from failure to success?
Well, on the face of it, no, they haven't. What's changed? Not a great deal. Player power still exists in the corridors of Carrington. The Glazers still leeching in the background. And INEOS, I think they've got good intentions. I agree with Nuruddin. I think they've got good intentions, but they're not delivering on those good intentions, or they can't deliver on those good intentions, or they just didn't understand the astronomical problems that the club had. So when they did their due diligence, they might have done it on a financial and a business side, but not a personal side. So they didn't know what was going on. They didn't go and speak to Annie the caterer or Jimmy, the kit man, or whoever. They haven't spoken to these people. So they never really understood the disease culture that exists in the playing side of the business. There's absolutely no two ways about it. Manchester United is still a money-making machine. There's no two ways about it. So from a business point of view, hats off. Hate to say it, hats off to the Glazers. We all hate to say it, but we've all got to say from a business point of view, they have pulled off the biggest diamond heist in the world has ever seen. They've taken a very well-oiled crystal and turned it bigger than the Hope Diamond with nothing. However, that doesn't go with what we want as fans. Supporting the club since I was absolutely, a tiddler. Nuruddin's the same. Jarvis is the same. Everybody in the chat is the same. We love the club. And there are great intentions, the new stadium, etc., etc. But we all know, let's be honest, guys, we all know, and this is a real heartbreaking point for me, it's money orientated. It's got nothing to do with what's happening on the pitch. And until they decide pitch first, the trappings will come with that. Until they make that decision, till somebody comes in and buys the Glazers out and gives Jim, I'm sorry, but gives Jim his extra billion that he probably wants on top and wipes the slate fucking clean, gets a guillotine and just cuts it in half and said, right, this is what's going to happen. We're just going to peel away all the rotten dead flesh. We're going to sew you back together we're going to be the Manchester United that we all know. And if we've got to, and I'm going to agree with Nuruddin on this, something you said about 8 months ago, Nuruddin, might be longer, it might have been quicker. Let's go into the Championship. Let's just do that for a year, 2 years. Let's rebuild. And I can see the common sense in that, and I can see the logic in that. A lot of fans won't get it, but the older fans will. The older fans will accept that if it meant real change. And I'm talking real change. I'm talking, again, starting from scratch. But younger fans won't accept that, and fans in other countries won't accept that. It's only fans like yourself, Nuruddin, who are in and around Salford. It's on and about real Manchester United fans. We take the piss out of City, don't we, Nuruddin? But you know City fans that sat and stood in the kippax in the pouring fucking rain. You ask a current City fan today, well, what's the kippax? He'd look at you blank. So I just want to talk about, and I want us to really think maybe we're not in the world's worst position right now, but to get any further, we've got to cut the head off the snake, gut it, and rebuild. It's as simple as that. It really is. And I don't know how we do it, guys. I've got no idea. I don't know whether, who's got the money to do it. We could say that it's Qatar or Saudi Arabia or wherever. But I just want us to just flip the script, really. Just flip the script. But I don't think it's going to happen, though, guys. So to be honest, I don't know where we go.
No.
I don't really.
It's interesting, Stu, that you're talking about this, because we know Nuruddin's take when it comes to INEOS and Glazers. You can watch his poster behind him, and his Glazers out, Ratcliffe out, INEOS out, and Nuruddin has always said it from the get-go, But I want to ask a question to Nuruddin, because we haven't really spoken about this. We all are in an agreement when it comes to the Glazers and INEOS and all of this, but we all assume that if we are getting sold, Qatar, Saudi, billionaire owners are coming in. But we could be, we could go from bad to worse. The next owner could be an investment consortium coming in from the US, bank-owned something coming in and really make this a dreadful place to be as a Man United supporter. So what's your take? How do you see, let's say, a sale go through, and who could be the potential next owner?
I've thought about this in lots of different ways. Big up to everybody. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, people. The least you could do is like the video, and those come over to YouTube. These guys get monetized now, so the least you could do is support the channel. The thing that I would say is that I thought about it long and hard. I don't want to state United either. I'm bothered about states owning Manchester United. And for me, I've had their time. I cannot stress enough to you. I'm not a hateful person by nature. I'm not really a hateful person. Those me know. But I absolutely hate them. And I've hated them since the first day they came to Old Trafford. I came back from when I was at uni in Liverpool to basically go to that day. They were full on riot outside the stadium, and they had to be police escort to back to Manchester Airport. So it was one of those. Everybody who knew and predicted, and we won despite of them, not because of them. So in terms of, well, for me, it's just fight, get the club back till we get somebody that we can all go, actually, we're going to give this person a try. So if we were to get bought, Jarvis, we've been owned by the Glazers, Jarvis. How much worse can it get? I'm just asking you the question. You asked me a question saying, no, what about if we get some crazy investment American? How worse can it get, Jarvis? Relegation. The reason why Stu talked about relegation, because for me, it's my only little dream and hope that if we get relegated, it'll be untenable for whoever got the club relegated. And everybody on there now knows it's not like we live in the 1920s. Now everybody can see what INEOS. It's really Stu gave INEOS the benefit of the doubt, and he's like, hopefully they can come in. He was like himself, Stu. He's gone to bed. I wouldn't mind if we were now under Jim Radcliffe ownership and they were doing what they were doing. We would try to pressure them to make things right. But he doesn't own the club. Instead, he's gone to bed with the Glazers, and what he's done is neutralized the face. The British. He's not fucking in Monaco. He doesn't pay taxes here. That's why he's taxes, in a tax haven, Monaco. So let's not give it because he was born in Manchester. Billionaire. They're ruthless people, these people.
Oh, God, yeah.
They don't give a damn about what we think. They're on a... That's why he comes and says, my dream is to make Manchester United the most profitable. Profitable? Tell me what football club that's profitable that's winning. In big-time football competition in sport, you lose money.
They're not. Can I just add to what you're saying?
Jarvis, I'm not scared. Yeah, just say that. The last thing I'll say, and I'll let you come in. The last thing I say is, I'm not scared of this big boogie people coming in. Then we just have to keep fighting.
Yeah.
Because the Glazers, to me, have been the worst thing that could ever happen to Manchester United in the 147, 48 years. I think next year it's going to be 46 years.
46, isn't it? Years. Yeah, 146 years will come. Yeah. What point you made at the very beginning, and Jarvis, your question to Nuruddin about it was really interesting, and actually what you said as well. When Nuruddin makes a point about state ownership's not ideal for us, I totally agree, Nuruddin. I've said it for a while. Jarvis, you talked about institutionalized purchase. But our problem is, and our problem is a VC, just say a venture capitalist firm, couldn't come into Manchester United and turn it around in 4 years, which is typically what a VC will do. They'll come in and buy it, do it up, so to speak, and sell it after 4 years. Because the buy-in rate now for Manchester United is, say, 6 billion. They've got to be looking at selling at 10. And it's just not acceptable. So Nuruddin's real point, back when we spoke about it, was it about 8 months ago, Nuruddin? Am I right in saying that? Or was it a bit sooner?
I think we've been having these conversations for years.
But Nuruddin's point actually about the relegation side of it was it devalues the club substantially. And that's the key element to it. Yeah, it devalues the club, and they'll have to get themselves out of it because it then really becomes a real issue, and it might make it a more attractive buy. See, with what's happening, and Sean's in the chat. Sean knows this because I think the Washington Commanders were sold for about 6 billion, 6.2 billion, or something along those lines. And Manchester United were valued at that point higher than what the Washington Commanders were actually sold for. And we're still second, I think, aren't we? Behind
the LA Lakers got sold for 10 billion. The LA Lakers basketball, they got sold for 10 billion.
That's just gone through. That's just gone through, hasn't it? So, and this is the problem we've now got, because the Glazers are matching or trying to look at where Manchester United could sit, and that's our problem. That's our biggest problem, is the value of our club is ruling out. That's our biggest problem. So I'm with you, Nuruddin. I don't want to. Me and Jarvis have spoken about it. We don't want Qatari ownership, do we, or Saudi Arabian ownership or whatever. But I don't see another option right now. So that's what bothers me, really.
Yeah. Okay, it's a good debate, but we are here for the preview. I see a lot of people coming in the comments, great comments, you guys, and you know where we stand on this. But I wanna move back to the preview and talk a little bit about the Wolves game that's coming up tomorrow, because you know we live in the now.
Jarvis, just know that Jarvis. 10 minutes, because I've got to start my preview. You got carry on.
Yeah. Sure. I know you're going live. So we're just gonna do a quick preview. But I want to talk a little bit about Wolves. They have a new manager, because Pereira, the guy who the Portuguese guy, got a sack earlier in November, and they brought in the youth coach Rob Edwards, and you know his style of football is he plays the same tactic as we do. You know, it's a 3-4-2-1. Sometimes he reverted the top three and then goes with a 3-4-1-2. It depends how we wanna play. But you know, he likes to keep his width. He likes to cross the ball, and he likes to counter press. It's a very demanding style of football, and you know, they haven't been successful so far. They are sitting on 2 points so far this season, 12 losses. But the thing is, you know, it usually should be an easy game for Man United to win this. They are relegation fodder, and they will go down almost 100%. But we are very generous when it comes to giving away points, and we are Man United. We are going against the Wolves on Molineux, going away. So it depends, you know, how Rob Edwards will set up his team. Will they go man for man, high press, or will they sit back and just let us have the ball and relax and try to nick it? So for me, I don't know this Rob Edwards guy.
Is he the ex-Luton manager?
He is.
100%. Yes.
Is he the ex-Luton manager? Yes.
Yeah. He's a ball playing manager.
They got relegated.
Yeah, ball playing manager is what he is. Let Noradin go first, Jarvis, because didn't you say?
Yeah. You can have your say, Noradin, on how you see the game.
Yeah. I just say that. I mean, I've made some notes about Wolves because I watched them in the last game. Let me just have a look, show you guys. So he's playing, this 3-4-3. They rank 5th in sprints for counters. They observe pressure. They should. Their attack rely on physical battles and long balls, with no goals in 5 games.
So they're going
to struggle to try to break us down. But yeah, in terms of where they've been, this is the madness thing about them, is that Wolves, he's their key midfielder is suspended. I put him in a thumbnail for my preview, but he accumulated 5 yellow cards. And their record is incredible. They have been what we call abysmal. No Premier League wins this season. And they've not even scored in their last 5 games.
Yeah.
You know, it's the longest ever goalless run league history. And they also concede regularly due to defensive mistakes. Say that obviously Rob's come in, he's tightened it up a bit. But you know what? You could say that they've only conceded maybe 4 goals in the last 3 matches. The attack seems toothless. They lost 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. Their struggle. Fans discontent. They want to boycott, goes to group. So this is what we're at in terms of. But don't worry, it is Christmas and a happy New Year. And who crawls into town is Manchester United, and they give it away. Free presses for the Wolves. Ooh, ooh, ooh. They are giving free presses away. So if any team, they could get a win against any team, Jarvis and Stu, and the Tactical Devils chat, they gonna Manchester United is the team. But I'm gonna be confident because every team, regardless how bad they've been, how inconsistent they've been, they've beaten them. Regardless how bad teams have been in the league this season, they've beaten Wolves. So I expect Manchester United to beat them 3-0.
So you make a really good point there, Eden. Last 2 games, they've lost 1-0. Villa, who just beat Arsenal, and Forest. And could have got a draw against Forest, but Strand Larsen, I think, missed a relatively easy chance. But they haven't scored in about 5 games, as Nuruddin says. The main difference is they're more of a passing unit. They're a better organised unit. So a lot more difficult to break down. I think he'll play a lowish to mid block on Monday, although it's at Wolves. The pitch, though, if you've ever been to Molineux, Jarvis, I know Nuruddin has, is quite wide. It's quite an open stadium, and it's great for ball-playing teams. Now, when I watched Everton play there a few weeks ago, Grealish used the width to perfection. So every time he got the ball, he would always take it out quite wide, and then it gave him a good 10 or 15 yards to play in, which is what Grealish needs. For us, I'm going to go back to our wing-backs. Our wing-backs don't understand to use the width and to use the 15 yards inside as well. You know, that passing lane where Leacher likes to operate, for example. We don't see
the half space.
The half space, yeah. We don't seem to do that. We don't utilise that enough. And I think it's going to be a taxing game for us. And it's going to be one of these, Jarvis. We'll either batter them or we'll just get over the line. I don't see a mid 2 to 3-0 win. I think we either beat them 4 or 5, or we beat them by 1. Or as Nuruddin says, they might soak up the pressure and then utilise their counter-attacking. And they've got counter-attacking strengths. You know, they're not a weak side or a rubbish side, Wolves. They're just a side that hasn't picked up any points this year. But how many times has you, me, and everyone else gone on thinking, yep, we're gonna easily win this, and you're on the end of a 2-0 victory? It's happened all the time. That happens to us all. A 2-0 loss, sorry. So Sean's right. We're too slow in the build-up. So when Shaw gets the ball, he can't dick about with it. He can't put his foot on it and wait for 2 seconds. He's got to move it quickly. He's got to get out of his feet and move it. I expect Yoro to come back in. I don't think there's Maguire. Did you see the presser, Nuruddin? Is Maguire fit?
No. He's not ready.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Maguire, from everything that I saw, no.
No. Delict?
Possibility.
Well, when it comes to the players that's available, we know 100% that Maguire and Sesko is out, but Matthijs de Ligt is expected to return after missing the West End draw, and Mason Mount could also start because he was on the bench Thursday. But Maguire, he has a hamstring injury, and Sesko has an ankle injury, and he still remains out. And I don't think we will see Sesko until beginning of January, to be honest.
Yeah,
the injury is no joke. Yeah,
I expect Sesko in January. So if it was look, I said I'd rather play 4 at the back. Nuruddin, I want to kill the wing back system now. I'd rather play 4 at the back, play 3 in the middle. You know, like a 4-3-2-1, back to the old Ten Hag system. But you've got to make radical changes as well. You know, he's not going to make the changes we want him to make. KB Mainu's not going to come in and play. We know that. You know, he'll probably start with Xerxes. It's either Xerxes or Mount. It will be.
We can have a look. I set up a team that I suspect might start the game. So you know, I have the tactical board here. So,
as you find that, Jarvis, I just want to reply to the Stretford Elites comment. It says, Nuruddin, don't be fooled. Grimsby, Everton with 10 men, West Ham. This is a banana skin if I've ever seen one. Of course, I'm 100% aware of it. Stretford Elite. I am. This a couple of comments ago. It's like 9:25. There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
But I am. Of course, I'm aware of it. But I'm saying to you, but I expect Manchester, because every other team that's played them, regardless how bad or good they've been, have beaten Wolves. So I expect Manchester United to beat them. Even though Grimsby beat us. I mean, Grimsby could have beat us 3-0 comfortably. Everton beat us. You know, West Ham got a point and they were pushing towards the end. So at the end of the day, I just don't see this. I really don't see this. I really, going back to what the question was saying, I don't blame it on all Amarim, but he has no effing clue. Neither the people who got him, neither the people who own the football club. absolutely scuba bloody do.
Mhm.
Not a chance. Scooby Ratcliffe Doodoo. They have nothing. They don't know what is going on. And the idea that they thought they'll get a coach that vacates the midfield, that they've not signed proper correct wing backs for, and that somebody who is that they've not backed properly thinks that, oh, we'll just score goals. I mean, they're thinking with these Wilcox and these Muppets, we'll just score goals. How are you getting the people to sustain possession up the pitch? It's midfield. Midfield, you absolute dumbos. So for me, everybody deserves each other. We've got a bunch of clowns from top to bottom running a football club.
Yeah.
This is who we are.
That's
But on that note, please,
truth.
people, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. But I didn't know you were going live this time, Jarvis. So
Well,
I went.
that's
okay,
I put
that's
in
okay.
9:30. But it's
We won't be long. We
You
will
are.
do another 20 minutes, and
no
I will
worries.
jump on your channel when I'm when we're done, Nordin.
All
So
right, big up, people. Please
Yeah,
smash a
then.
like,
Big up, mate.
subscribe
Big
to
up,
the channel.
big up, big up.
Come
Big
on,
up, big up.
United. We hope and pray.
the old
Hope and pray, FC.
big up.
It's Christmas after all. Prayers might be answered. Bye bye.
It is.
Bye-bye.
It is.
Okay, that's Nordin. Let's get back to the game, and this is my predicted 11. I don't know, Stu. Do you have any
Yeah.
takers? Shaw, Euro, Masraoui. I don't know if the Ligt is ready to start. That's why I picked the Lenny Euro.
Yeah.
But if the Ligt is 100%, he would easily go into the central centre back position. But as far as we are now,
You'd start Euro, yeah.
I
think you're
would
right.
start Euro.
I don't think Heaven's going to get the nod.
No.
And I thought he was unfortunate to come off anyway at half-time against Wolves. I don't think Martinez is just quite ready yet for 90 minutes or even 60. So I think you're right. I think that's probably as good as it's going to get, which then leads us back to our wing backs scenario, doesn't it? Conundrum that we got. They're not strong enough to support both Shaw and Mazzara, which is a big issue for us. And then you're taking Ahmed's attacking ability away from him because we're asking him to play the defensive element of his game as well. So I think you're right. I think he goes with that team. I think Rob Edwards already knows what he's going to do, and is prepared for it. The thing about football management is, we've always said this, is try something different. If it isn't working, try something different, and if it does pay off, you're a genius, and if it doesn't, you've tried. There's no way to fail if you try something. But we're just, I said this before, and I said it very easy. We're just that predictable. We're just so fucking predictable. We said it under Eric. Like, he wouldn't change his system. He wouldn't affect changes to what's happening in front of him, and so therein lies our big problem. So,
the thing is that what I don't like with this is we have 3 players on top who likes to drop down.
Yeah.
So we have no threat going in behind, and it will be easy if Wolves want to come into this game, go man to man, and try to counter press all the time, because there will be no threat going in behind. I don't see where the runs are coming from. No Mason Mount, who's clever, can diagonal run. All of these guys like to drop down, receive the ball. So where's the goals coming from? That's my biggest issue.
No, you're right. It's because we don't push our 9 far enough up top. Leave him there. Just fucking stay there.
Yeah.
I don't want you there. I don't want you there. I want you there. Because Jarvis, Lemons gets it straight up to Xerxes. He controls it. We know he can take the ball down and control it and hold the play for the runners. You're absolutely right, though. Xerxes likes to go backwards. Cunha backwards. Abume backwards. But we want them going the other fucking way. We need them going the other way. We need Ahmad and Dallo coming in a bit tighter when they go the other way, just to shore up what's happening in midfield and stop. They're not brilliant, their wing backs, by any stretch of the imagination. They're no Munoz, are they? They're no Tariq Mitchell.
Yeah.
I know Szoboszlai, when he plays wing back for Liverpool, he's excellent. There's no Robinson for Fulham. You know, they aren't great wing backs, these guys. So we've got to be in a position where we might not have to worry too much about them.
Yeah.
And flood that little midfield area, because I agree with Sean. I think that's where they'll try and overload us. They'll try and get us to the middle, exactly like Everton did, exactly like West Ham did, exactly like every fucking team in the league goes at us. It goes through us in the middle. Get Xerxes out of the fucking way. We don't need you there. Allow Casemiro, Bruno, Cunha, Dallo, and Ahmed to do their roles properly.
Yeah.
I've said this before. You've got Ahmed and Mbumo. They occupy each other's space. Well, when you put Xerxes in there, he's occupying Bruno's space. He's occupying an area that Bruno wants to play. You push him all the way up against Agadou. I will call him Agadou. Push mine, push Tree.
Oh, Xerxes. Yeah.
Xerxes. You push him up against him. Look at the space now we've got to operate in. And don't be fooled. Yes, we're going to meet each other. You want to meet each other like two brick fucking walls. That's the idea of that. Get him out of the way. Because where will Strand Larsen play?
He will play on top. He will pin down Lenny Yoro
exactly
from the get-go. Yeah.
Exactly. So when Wolves need that escapism, that escape route, they've got somebody to hit. And that's the key. Kept going on about Barry at Everton. Where was he? Where did he operate, Jarvis? There. Where he operated, wasn't it?
He was a one-man attack. He kept all our three centre-backs pinned down.
Where did Mateta operate? Where did Mateta operate for Palace? He operates there, doesn't he? You know, or Callum Wilson. Where did he operate? You didn't see Callum Wilson. You know, he operated there. That's why we need whoever it is to occupy the centre halves. Give us that space to work with instead of running into each other all the time. Frustrates the hell out of me, to be honest.
Yeah, I
see.
You've
spoken about it for years as well, pal. So I'm preaching to the converted here anyway, because you know what I'm going to say.
I know what you expect from the number 9, and I totally agree. But when we look at the game tomorrow, when I see this team, you know, there are ways around this. We could, for example, I have one doubt, and that is Luke Shaw playing his 3rd game in 8 days. You know, coming from an injury-prone player. You know, he's been good this season, but I might start Martinez on the left and give Shaw a second half, just to get Martinez going. You know, he's been coming in the last 2 games, and I think he's ready to start. But you know, we have to be cautious. He's been injured since April, so you know it's not always easy. And I suspect also you always see a second injury coming after a long-term injury like that. So we will see. But also when it comes to Wolves, they like to cross. We will see. We will most likely see a lot of crosses coming in from the wing backs from both sides. And you know, I'm not sure if Lenny Yoro is the strongest in the air. He's a little bit weak. You know, he's still young. So if the Ligt is fit,
are we in agreement?
I would start the Ligt 100%.
Okay. Would you put Yoro in place of Leacher, or would you keep Yoro on the bench? If the Ligt starts.
No, I would keep Yoro on the bench.
I agree with you on Shaw. What I would do then in this scenario, Jarvis, I would flip Dallo and Ahmed. This is what I would do. I'd flip Dallo and Ahmed. I think that gives us a better balance on the left side and a better balance on the right side. Because you're right. I think that David Mellor-Wolf, whatever he is, he's a very good crosser, but he does cross deep. He crosses in my favourite area, doesn't he? Where you got Dallo positioned. He likes to cross there. Strand Larsen, he's always looking for it. So I'm wondering whether Dallo might be a better option to stop him than Ahmad. That then begs the question, maybe you go with Dorgu. I'm just saying, I'm floating.
Yeah.
Maybe you run Dorgu, but then have you got to take Ahmad out the team completely? Because I agree, Cunha plays, I agree, and Mbumo plays. Or could you remove
So you would basically do a back 5 in a way?
in a way, just to as a when we're under
Precaution to stop the crosses. Okay.
when we're under transition. But then, would we bank on Xerxes, or would you prefer Mbumo and take in Ahmad? Because I think Cunha plays, and I think Mbumo plays. Do you remove Xerxes? Ahmad comes in, and you put Mbumo there. Just wondering.
So you're actually talking about playing Ahmad as the 9?
No, I'd put him as a 10. And sorry, Sean's just kind of.
Okay. So you play Mbumo on top.
I'm wondering about that. Whether that might
I
be.
I never liked Ahmad in the 10 because he's not strong enough. Because we know how we play. We play to feet on the 10s, and they have to be able to. They will be under pressure, They have to be able to turn with the ball and be strong enough. And I think Ahmad is not strong enough in positions like this.
So you prefer
to you saw last season that this why Garnacho couldn't play in this system as a number 10.
Yeah. So you prefer to have him as a wing back?
He needs to play in front of him. But I could go for the idea just benching Ahmad. Well, I think he had a good game last game. I think he was one of the better players on the pitch. But again, so going away against
Mount, you're bringing in Mount then.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I've got absolutely no problem with that, by the way.
Because I think you get more threat in behind, coming from Mount. He can go with diagonal runs, and he's quite clever in the way he moves.
Yeah.
Especially, if the game goes into us sieging them down and playing against a low block, I think Mason Mount is a better player on the pitch at the moment, playing in that number 10.
So I've got no problem with that. I've got no problem with Mount starting at all. So the age-old question is, do we... well, that's why you bench him, really. It's a great question, actually. But we've got to learn to live without Ahmad, and we've got to learn to live without Mbumo, actually, as well as Mazzari.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about the AFCONs. Yeah,
I forgot about the AFCON as well. So it's actually a good point, but it could be used as a stepping stone to when we don't have Ahmad for the league. It's a very good point. I'd forgotten about that as well. But then we'd have the same issues you're quite likely to point out next with Mbumo and.
If it was me. If it was me picking the team,
yes,
I would do as we did in the beginning of the season. I would most likely play Mason Mount in the 9 as the false 9, and help him to overload the midfield, because we know Wolves will try to overload midfield, central area of the pitch. So Mason Mount will be incredible helping out in that way, and I think also if you play a player like Ahmad, a lot of the play will be centrally, and there will be space, for Ahmad to drive and to dribble, set him up 1-against-1.
If he if he drives at the right.
The problem is there's no one to cross to, so we need to go down to the byline and have cutbacks, and then
your original arrow, Jarvis, was correct. It's where I want him, isn't it? Your original arrow was to take it beyond Wolf, and that's what I want. Don't need to come back and cut in. Agree with you on that, but let me tantalise you just a tiny bit. Yes. I would switch Bruno and Mount. So I would run Mount in the 8, and I would push Bruno as a false 9. And that's purely right on what you said about his work rate in the central area. Dropping deep, collecting the ball, and that kind of thing. Bruno doesn't like it in the central area. Get him out of the fucking way.
Yeah.
We've wanted him to get out of the way for a long time, Jarvis. What better way than get him out of the way? The magic of Cunha and Mbumo. I think Cunha's going to have a stellar game Monday back at Molineux. I think he's going to have a great game. We know Casemiro is going to play. I think Mount adds better legs. And he can tackle, Mount. He's a better tackler than Bruno. Not great in the air, but I think it adds better legs. Bruno with Mbumo and Cunha. Jarvis, I'm going to sound like an absolute fucking broken record here, but it's nice at transition front 3, isn't it? It's a fluid front 3. So here's the thing. Somebody did mention about Mayu. as much, and I think it was Bilal, as much as I agree, Bilal, I really, really, really agree. You just can't trust him to do it. Now, the only reason I'm saying that is he just isn't appearing enough for us. So he's had 5 minutes here, which what you're going to do in 5 minutes. He didn't cover himself in glory when he came off for 10 minutes against. It was at Tottenham, Jarvis.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah.
So he didn't cover himself in glory there. So I don't think, unfortunately, as much as I know you're floating the idea, pal, I just don't see it. I don't see it, mate.
No,
I like it. I'm not sitting here saying no. But I think that gives us a more of a nice balanced team. Now, Rosmano's talking about Agate and ball winners, and again, I think he's right. Agate is the most natural ball winner that we've got, isn't it? But he's got to do more than just winning the football. He's constantly out of position at the moment, and he won't play Agate over Casemiro because he wants Casemiro to come in. Sorry, Carter's coming after 60. What did you work it out at? 65 mins, my old mate?
Yeah.
Right.
Around that, yeah.
I think it's really interesting. Yola, if you could fill us in, mate, because me and Jarvis had this chat on Thursday. We would love to know, wouldn't we, pal? Yeah, we would absolutely love to know, Yola, if you could fill that one in.
But Mayu, he liked a tweet being critical to Amarim, and I think this is where we are. He's going against the gaffer. We can't accept player power in Man United. So,
yeah,
unfortunately, I think that's it for Mayu. I think he will go out on loan and be sold in the summer, and unless Mayu comes out with a public apology, but.
Or something. Yeah.
I think we are at the standstill right now, and I think it's a
I think it's a Mexican standoff, isn't it? It's a Mexican standoff, in it, how we call it.
It's a standoff.
Straight for the lead. We did start with Xerxes up top, pal. Originally, Jarvis's original team. What we're doing now is me and Jarvis always go with the team we think Amarim will pick, and then we put a team that we would like to see out. We talk around it. So we do expect Xerxes to start, fella. But we're having a call-in show next Thursday because it's our 12-month anniversary, 1-year anniversary. So call in and then you can talk to us about stuff like that. But me and Jarvis will always pick what we think Amarim will start with, and then we start to pick it apart and go with what we're doing. And so that's why we come to that conclusion. We really enjoy it, don't we?
Yeah.
We do tomorrow night. It's likely to be white. Because of the with Wolves wearing gold, they'll probably consider the yellow striping and piping to be a kit. Which is
we'll do the white purple one.
Yeah, we also wear black shorts Wolves at home, so we won't be allowed to wear black tops. So it's likely to be the whites. We may wear red. Jarvis may wear red with white shorts. But I can't see it being them. I don't think it'll be the black short. It might be, but I'm not sure on that one. We normally play white, don't we, Jarvis?
We normally away. That's our second jersey, away jersey. Yeah,
we normally wear white at Wolves. We have worn red in the past, haven't we? But we normally wear wear white.
Jana comes in and says most likely the contract situation, and I think the club is done with prima donnas, and sadly Mayu looks to be that. I think Mayu is becoming desperate. I think he feels his career is not going in the way he wanted to go, and also I don't think he's not given a fair chance. And I think this is where the desperation comes from. But we can't accept player power, and you can't go out against the gaffer. So it is what it is. But we got to be consistent. If we say the same against Rashford and Garnacho, we have to say the same towards Mayu, even though we like Mayu.
We do.
So, yeah,
I think he's a great player. Mayu himself, actually, Jarvis. Sorry, mate. But it's worth pointing out that a couple of years ago, last year, he's starting for the Euros. Starting for England in the Euros. You've got to be asking yourself, where's my career gone? And why is it gone? And I'm not going to the World Cup. and I
Yeah.
should be in. I should be going to the World Cup. I should be starting in the World Cup.
But Stu, let me stop you there before we go more into this Manu thing, because this already started in 12 months ago.
Yeah.
January. There came out some rumors, contract negotiation, and someone leaked that Manu wanted 180k something a week or 200k a week.
Something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I felt right away, it's not in Manu's character to be greedy. And maybe it was something his agent suggested, like a first draw before going into negotiations. But someone, who knows, maybe the club leaked it to the press and they started to paint another picture of Manu. And, getting us fans used to that he might be sold and giving us a reason why he might be sold. But why would we do something like this? Could Amarim say right away when he came in, Manu is not the right profile for my system, so I can't use him? And the club knew right away they couldn't sell the gem right away like this.
Yeah.
And they are manipulating the situation into, now we have come to a stage where Manu is the bad guy. Could that be a possible? I'm just speculating.
No. So it's not beyond the club to define a narrative, is it? For anyone, it's not beyond the club to do that. It's funny, really, because we're all talking about it back 12 months ago when it came out that he wanted 200. We're all saying, nah, that's bollocks. He doesn't want 200 grand a week. He's only just broken into the city. We're all doing this. We're all talking about it. Nah, you must be fucking joking. 120 grand a week, maybe, and maybe some bonuses, etc. But but maybe it was true, Jarvis. Maybe it was, and maybe the like you said, the club's looked at it and said, "You can go fuck yourself. You think you want 200 grand a week? You're a fucking tree. We'll give you, like you say, 100, 120. We'll give you bonuses." So maybe the club did leak it to forcing the narrative, because you're absolutely right. If a player like Manu, who the fans absolutely adored, probably still do, was trying to strong arm the club, then the club have got to strong arm him back. I mean, you just do. You have to. So maybe the club did leak it, or the agent was embarrassed because the club told him to do one. So maybe he's leaked it. You just don't know in football. That's the problem. But everyone's got their own opinion on it. The thing is, we don't know. None of us know. None of us are the inside. The journalists aren't asking the right questions. They're not forcing Amarim, because he's getting prickly in press conferences now. He's getting prickly the other day again. You keep asking the same question. Tired of answering it. What's the problem? All we want to know is, what's the issue between you and Kobe Manu? The end. Just tell us. And this all goes away, Jarvis. Conversation's dead then. He's had an opportunity. The club's had an opportunity. Manu's had an opportunity to kill this and nip it in the bud. But it's something to talk about. It keeps Manchester United in the public eye. What's going on with United and Manu? What's happening? The trouble with Kobe is he hasn't got enough stock as a footballer, has he, to warrant.
Yeah.
Ever he may or may not be. That's all I'm saying. It's the same with Gunnar.
We do know that if Manu goes to another club, he will have a brilliant career if he's played, because we see the talent.
Yeah, but we know
how good it is. But is he good enough? As Rashmano asks here, is he good enough? I don't think he's good enough in this double pivot. I think it demands so much from the players. You have to be able to run up and down. It's not his game.
It's
not his game. The intensity of the game. We are not taking down the ball. We are not controlling the tempo of the games with carrying the ball, with controlling the ball. It's not. We all know this. And it's not just because of Bruno and Casemiro. It's the way Amarim wants to play football.
Yeah. But his football intelligence, his absolute footballing ability is as good as it gets. We know that. We know his football ability is top drawer.
Yes.
We know his intelligence is top drawer. How many times did he drift into positions, pick up the ball, have the composure to pop the ball around the keeper? Liverpool, City, there are games where we've done it. So I kind of think that I've said it before though, Jarvis, and players won't do it. Players won't look at what they can offer the club. They only look at what they can offer themselves. And I think there's a defensive player in there. If only he felt he wanted to be a defensive player, but if he sees himself as a 10 or a 9 or a winger or whatever he sees himself as, I'm just spitballing there, then that's up to you. If you aren't driven enough to want to force your way into
but we don't know this. He
we don't
hardly
know
get a sniff in the team. That's I think this is the biggest problem. I know we play one game a week, and if we had Europe, it would have been a different story when it comes to Mayu. We would have had more minutes. But again, I feel like his fourth choice and maybe fifth after Mason Mount, even. And at his stage in his career, I think he feels he could have done better. He wants more, and then I don't blame him.
No,
but
yeah. But there's something. You've got your match this week, haven't you? This weekend.
Yes.
Saturday. You've got your match this week. Yeah, you got your match this weekend. So you're already thinking ahead to Saturday when you're doing work or whatever. You're probably thinking ahead to Saturday. What time am I going to be there? What time do I need to leave the house? Am I going to have to do something? Now, this is you're not a professional footballer. So you've got all these things to consider before you get in the car and go to the game.
Mm.
And I've got to pay the wages. I've got any holiday things I've got to sign off. I've got to strike a deal for tyres, whatever. You've got all this to think about, Jarvis, before you even get in the car and go to the game. And then when you get to the game, you then switch off. You start considering the game. But as a professional footballer, he hasn't. All he's got to do is go into training and be the very, 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 very best version of Kobe Mayu you can be. And be in Amorim's face on a daily basis. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I can.
But the thing is, I get it, Stu, and I agree.
know you do. I know you do. I know you
This is
do.
how you should act as a player. We talked about
do.
this before, but if you look at training footage from Man United, look at Kobe Mayu. He always have his woolly hats dragged down. He looks laid back. He's a person. He's very relaxed. I don't think he's an outward person. I think he's a kind of an introvert. He's a quiet guy.
He's not an extrovert. Yeah,
and maybe it's misunderstood by Amarim. Again, just speculating. Maybe he don't like his training profile. Maybe he feels he don't give enough of himself as he wants. He likes players like Bruno running around like a headless chicken, waving his arms and shouting at everybody. Maybe this is what Amarim wants. It's culture different. Maybe
you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe he comes in and because Portuguese Latin temperament, they're quite fiery, aren't they? Maybe Kobe's too cool for him. He's too icy for him. Kobe comes in and he's like, yeah, all right, go for whatever, but that's maybe just Kobe's way. I'm taking it in. I'm saying, okay, what more do you want me to do? And then go out and do it. So I'm worried about this whole situation with Mayu and how it's become another problem for us. Garnacho was dispensed with because we knew Garnacho was just a pain. He was a problem. We knew that. His attitude. Sancho's dispensed with. He's gone. Rashford gone. All dispensed with attitudes. Malacia, whether he gets to play for Manchester United or not again, he's clearly getting on with it. When he comes into train, he's just clearly getting on with it. Now, whether he's seeing out his contract, a 75 grand a week contract or whatever, okay, whatever, fair play to him. He's a nasty injury, never been the same player since, just didn't recover. But he doesn't appear to be a problem, does he? You don't hear about it. But we just don't know. Yeah. If he needs more from Kobe, then Kobe has got to deliver it. And if Kobe doesn't want to deliver it, as Sean has said, I tell you what, Jarvis, you make your bed, you've got to fucking line it, mate.
Yeah. But I feel it's a shame that it gone to this point.
It is.
We can't accept player power, but it's a shame. It could have been solved better by Amarim. I feel in retrospect, I think it could have been more open with Mayu. You know, okay, he said as Rashmano come in, he said Amarim has already said he needs more from Mayu repeatedly.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true, but also I think Amarim sometimes need to be a little bit more humble, because I think when you come in as a Man United gaffer, you don't have to be the hard man, the strong guy, you know, because our history when it comes to Ferguson being the ruler of it all, you know, you don't have to be that when you come in as a Man United manager. You can be humble. You can ask for help. You can do stuff, because I think the only manager who actually succeeded at Man United bringing back a culture was Ollie, and Ollie was very humble in his ways.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't come in acting like he had all the answers. He relied on teams and team building and his guys. But I feel now we are back to the same stubbornness as we saw with Amarim. We saw with Ten Hag. We saw it with Mourinho. You know, trying to be the strong guy. You know, running it all, be the hard guy. And maybe it's not the way if the culture of Man United is built on youth. You know, maybe it's not the best way to get the youth and academy prospects up and running. You know, how to get them acting, you know, because you need minutes, you need chances, and you know, maybe you need second chances and third chances to actually be a success. But I feel like we are at the stalemate right now. You know, we are forcing the same team out. We play the same 11 week after week, not succeeding. A lot of these players not playing well, still get picked. So, you know, I know we have to believe, and Amarim needs to believe in his ideas, but you know, maybe it's time to change things up a little bit, at least loosen up a little bit.
I mean, I'm all for tradition. I'm probably the biggest traditionalist, you know, on the show. I talk about it all the time, don't I? I talk about traditionalism at Manchester United. We're very hung up, aren't we, about the youth at this point in time. We're hugely
it's part of our DNA,
part of our culture and our DNA. But when you actually look back at what Manchester United did, youth and that coming through the 70s, the 80s and 90s and 2000s was a big thing for us, because class of 92, etc., etc., etc. And there's always been that one player. But when you look at other clubs, they don't exist. It doesn't exist. You got Phil Foden at City. You know, I don't know whether you could call Oscar Bob youth there. I don't know how long he's been at City, but he's coming to his full. Very, very good footballer. You got that Rico Lewis, you know, so there are one or two. There's the odd one or two coming through at Liverpool, but Liverpool got rid of Harvey Elliott, didn't they, to Villa? He can't get a kick at Villa.
No.
You know, so it does happen in clubs up and down the country and all around the world. But for us, it means more. It means a lot more. Because we've always done it. We've had this tradition. Now, traditions will break at some point. One manager will go into United, Jarvis, and he won't give a damn about, you know, whether he plays or brings him through. But us fans do. And it's difficult for us to look at Kobe, isn't it? And not want to know what's going on and what's happened from what he delivered 18 months ago.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest problem that we've got. And we're all talking about in a minute. Look, can we play Shea Lacey? Should we play Shea Lacey?
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a call 6 months ago for Obi to come in, Cheeto Obi Martin to come in. Yeah. Now, he had 4 or 5 games, couldn't deliver, couldn't quite get to grips with it. He's had to go back to the under-18s to redefine himself and refine himself. Do we want that to happen to Shea Lacey? No, I don't think we do. Looking at Fernandez, who was at Real Madrid, he would have been a different animal. I think we could have pushed him into the first team.
Yeah.
I think
Alvaro, definitely.
I think he had the character to do that. So that's where I'm going with it. You know, there are certain players that are doing brilliant in the academy, but it's just too big a gap at the minute. But Alvaro, I think we could have pushed him in. I really do. I think we could have played him. And I think after about 2 or 3 or 4 games, he would have been the player we thought he was going to be. Yeah. So, you know, ultimately, right, it goes back, in my opinion, And I do agree with you, Jarvis, that you raised 4 weeks ago, that it requires a more experienced coach on the team to work with Amarim to say, look, just take a step back, mate. This is what I need. Just listen to me, because I've been here. I know this league, and he's not got that. You know, what's the warm up against West Ham, Jarvis? And they're doing corners, etc. And they showed, didn't they? The assistant coach running back to the Jesus Christ, he's barely got a fucking beard.
Yeah.
You know,
He looks younger than me.
Looks younger than, you know, and he is. He's younger than us, isn't he? But it just isn't right, is it? It just isn't right. It doesn't sit right. Probably brilliant in their own right, and they deserve the chance to be there. But you just need that one player. I look at, I think it's Arsenal's bench, and I see Gabriel Heinze on there.
I have a great suggestion when it comes to assistant manager, because as fate has it, Martin O'Neill has resigned from Celtic.
I'd take it. I think it's brilliant.
An incredible Premier League experience. He's old. He was a player. He won 2 Europa Cups, old Champions League under Nottingham Forest, under the great what's his name? The Forest manager, Brian Clough. Brian Clough. Yes. So he's learned his trade under Brian Clough. And you know, I think he knows a thing or two when it comes to man management, and he's experienced enough. He has enough, you know.
He's got enough clout.
Yeah,
he's got enough clout to understand what it is to go into a football club and deal with it. He changed Celtic's fortune. Martin O'Neill's gone, and they got beat tonight, didn't they? 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
The new French.
Would you take Martin O'Neill as Amarim's assistant coach?
Yes, it would. Yes,
I think that would be a brilliant move, and I think now it's time for INEOS to step up and actually help Amarim in this situation, because we see cracks now in this project. You know, he feels the pressure and he doubles down. And I maybe, because I've seen this movie before, you know, maybe it's not the end yet, but I feel now we are moving towards the end. And
we're moving on to the.
I don't want to sack another manager. You know, to be honest, I want us to finish a project, even though I don't have any faith in Amarim and I don't particularly believe in this project. But you know, he needs help, and I think he could be good enough if having the right tools.
I just think he needs. I've got no issue with Martin. I think it's a great shout. He needs that. He needs that experience of leadership in and around it. And you know, when you look up and down the, it's really interesting actually. When you actually look up and down the Premier League, you see the older managers coming back in, like Sean Dyche.
Yeah,
he's had an impact already. You've got David
Moyes.
Very steady with Everton. You've got these experienced,
even Nuno Espirito Santo, you know, been around for many years.
Been around for many years. Very steady.
The tactics.
Yeah, supposedly, but tactics have never been outdated. Like I said, anyway, that's another thing. But why not? Why not? You know, like I say, he did something with Celtic. He put them back in the title race. O'Neill did. Because he knows how to play and understands football, and he could dip into his outdated tactics box and probably beat Rob Edwards. O'Neill could, you know. So
it's an interesting thought, and you know, I think I will beat the drum, you know, for getting an assistant manager. I think we need a more experienced manager. It will at least help Amarim, I think, for sure. The only thing is Amarim the guy who's open for something like this? You know?
Well, you know, we talk about player power not being good enough, or we should also then talk about the manager. INEOS saying to Amarim, look, we're going to do this because we think you need the help. There you go. The end. That's what we're going to do. This is what I'm doing.
Roy Keane, Martin O'Neill knows each other. You know, both of them into the.
Wasn't it Celtic though? He didn't go back to Celtic, did he? He was just Keane, I think. O'Neill. I don't think Roy Keane went with him, did he?
No. But when he come to Ireland, wasn't Keane the assistant manager to?
Yeah, he was to O'Neill.
Martin O'Neill. Yeah. if my recollection is right. We are on 39 likes.
We
And
are.
by the way, guys, we are not going to do much more, maybe a couple of more minutes to do some
Yes.
score predictions, because Stu has
Yeah.
an early start tomorrow, and
I do.
I'm jumping over to Noradin's channel. So it's been a great chat. You know, I like this type of shows when
Me
we
too.
can just sit here and you know, talk about football. And I love all the comments in the chat. You make so much sense. And
We do.
we are just speculating. We know nothing about Amarim. I'm not going to say he's like this or like that. We are just speculating when it comes to this. But I think it's a thing we should be able to talk about.
Well, yeah, you've got to be able to talk about. That's it. Get help or get sacked. That's kind of it, really. It's. Yeah, I agree. Mick McCarthy, very funny. Roy Keane and Mick McCarthy, brilliant. Yeah.
Yes.
I like that one, Steph. I like that one. Score prediction then. I am going to go with my old mate.
Mm?
I'm going to go with.
Guys in the chat, get your score predictions
You know
in.
what? I think we'll turn up. I just think we'll turn up and we'll beat them 4-0.
Wow.
I
Coming in,
I'm coming
guns
in hot.
blazing.
Guns
4-0.
blazing. And Bumu to get 2. Bruno penalty. And I'm going to go with Cunha to score on his return to the Molineux. 4-0.
4-0. Okay. I'm not going to do one better. I'm not going to say 5-0, but I think we will win this game. I don't think Wolves will score. But I'm a little bit uncertain where our goals are coming from. Maybe corner kick, header from De Ligt or Euro or something, and a free kick, Bruno. So 2-0 Man United. That's my prediction. Yeah.
All right.
And what are the chats saying? Sean is coming in saying 2-0 United. Sean and I agree 2-0.
It's mixed.
Jonathan 1-1.
Yeah.
Yala comes in with the 2-0 Wolves. Wow.
2-0 to Wolves. Yeah.
What will be the consequences if we lose against Wolves? Will it be bye-bye Amarim, do you think?
I think it'll be on very, 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 very thin ice. Very thin ice.
Okay.
Depends on the manner of the defeat, Jarvis. Always depends on the manner of the defeat. Bilal comes in at 0-0. Rashmano says 1-0. Elian Tenno predicts Wolves are going to beat us 2-1. All right,
Okay.
Pete, good to see you. Adam Partridge is going 3-0 to United.
Big up, Adam.
Dave says 2-1 to Wolves. Amarin is done.
Okay.
Bachman is going with 3-0. Cologne, Collagen is going 12-1. Why not? And Sean says anything other than 3 is a loss. So interesting, really.
Yeah. As Bilal said, Wolves 0-0 win.
Yes. Well, 0-0 to them is probably a win. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to. I think we'll beat them heavily.
Peter comes in with an interesting comment. This is the game the players will throw Amarim under the bus.
Oh, so this is the Rashford game. This is the Watford for this season. Interesting.
Could be.
Interesting.
You know, if we lose, I would actually say Peter is right, because there is no way we can lose to this Wolves team. They have taken 2 points, lost 12 games. They haven't scored in the last 5 games.
5 games, yeah.
Although they have been drawing until halftime in the four last games.
Well, I'm hoping that my internet switch goes smoothly tomorrow.
Yes.
A, so I can watch the game, and B, I can be on live tomorrow night. So fingers crossed my internet is. I don't know what time it gets changed over, so I'll have to sort that out when I'm traveling.
Well, I hope you get it sorted, Stu, and you know,
yes,
I'm hoping to see your new studio. It will be interesting.
Well, it's there's nothing in it yet. It'll be just a white wall, but yes.
Yeah, you have had that. What's that name of that color? Is it green or
turquoise.
Is it
turquoise?
Turquoise. Yeah.
Turquoise.
60s. Turquoise and pink.
I loved it. Yeah, I used to like turquoise. Very nice. Very nice color. This was an old playroom, so you know.
We have bath time. Big up, Darius. Hope you're well. Coming in, say big up, lads. A bit worried about this one. how will the players react if Nicky Butt says they need to defend better? Yeah, they are fickle.
Yeah, there's something in his. I think they've got that podcast, haven't they? Him and Scholesy.
Yeah.
So
I
very
actually like that podcast. It's one of
So
the
do I.
better.
It's quite
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, it's quite interesting.
It is.
I do like it.
But guys, it's been a great show. We will be back tomorrow night, with the match reaction. So we will try to go live right after the final whistle. So just stay tuned and jump on and watch their reaction. It will be interesting. If we win tomorrow, just to have a quick look at the Premier League table, have it stand after this weekend. Arsenal still on top, even though they lost against Villa. Sitting second, 2 points behind Arsenal, and Villa now is in third by 30 points, only 3 points behind Arsenal. Can you imagine? Villa, who were fighting relegation after the first 5-6 games, they really turned around. Unai Emery and the players.
The Nigel Strand would have been able to cut his hair by now.
Yes. So if you go down a little bit, you see Man United sitting 12th by 22 points. So if we win tomorrow, we will be on 25 points. So we could move up to 6th.
We'll go 6th.
Yeah, 6th. And Wolves are sitting dead last by 2 points. And even if they win, they will still be last 5 points behind Burnley. So, we need to win this game. So we will see. It will be interesting tomorrow night. Guys, I will finish with the famous word of Ruben Amarim.
Moments we play good, sometimes we play bad.
Sometimes we play good, and sometimes we play bad.
Sometimes bad or good. Who knows? I expect us to turn up tomorrow night.
Yes, and a special shout to Bilal for the super chat. Thank you so much for that interesting question. Guys, girls, it's been a great show. We will see you tomorrow night. Have a good one, and you will be redirected over to Noradin's channel, United Real Therapy, if you just wait after the outro. So have a good one, and we will see you on the next. Bye-bye.